game plan and executed it really well. And obviously in football things can happen. Considering the last-minute penalty was tough to take, but to go again and get the goal at the end was really special.
This win has to give confidence, to trust in the work that we are doing together. I always say that I'm enjoying my time in Tottenham because I found a group of players, maybe the best group of players in my career. No? They are fantastic person. No? A good person is better than a good player and a bad person. Yeah, we'll try through the work to give more wins.
Well, Pep, you called it. You said it was going to be difficult against Spurs. Is that how it worked for you?
Oh, we have been. And against the Spurs in this time, and we know it, our 3 defeats, always the opponent, the team always give an extra. Yeah, what we show is what we are. So unfortunately we conceded goals, we could not score more, and we lost the game.
I don't know, sometimes you have these kind of games, you need to learn from it. It was maybe a good wake-up call for us, you know, that there's still a long way to go.
Well, what a wonderful game of football. Great win for Spurs, and Alan, a truly world-class display from that man there, Harry Kane.
That's one of the best all-round centre-forward performances I've seen all season anywhere. Intelligence, aggression, goals, assists. He was just far, far too good for Laporte and Diaz. It's not very often we say that. It had absolutely everything. He was just too clever for them. I'm sure their game plan was that, to keep getting him short because no one wanted to go with him, playing a high line, getting runners to go off him and run in behind, switch it with the left foot there, watch his run, the ball out to Royal, Emerson Royal, a better ball in, he's free. And it was an easy ball in, and he could have been on the end of that one. What about this for a first-time pass with a left foot?
Fabulous.
Absolutely sensational into Son, who lays it up for Kulusevski. Good finish, gets him off to a good start. There's that position again. Look, no one went with him all day, and everyone for Spurs kept on doing that, particularly that guy there, Son, who knew the game plan, that was his job. Decent effort there to get that away again, but his touch was sensational. His turn was brilliant. Unlucky there with that way to pass, but again it was on so many times. Again the touch. Again he tries to switch the play, and I said this in the green room here. From this moment on, I knew he was going to score because he spotted the gap and no one was going to pick him up, and that is a very, very clever and clinical finish there. Again, too strong for Laporte. Getting in behind the aggression. Again, the weight of pass. It was just incredible. Everything he did was magnificent. Kulusevski, get the ball, hang it up, say what you want about the defending, and it was rubbish. But there was only ever going to be one guy get on the end of that, and it wasn't Kyle Walker. What a performance. It had absolutely everything. It was magnificent. And so were Tottenham.
Yeah, they certainly were. And look at that partnership, those two.
Wow.
You know, considering it's a team that's not actually won any trophies, it's remarkable, even more so. Ian, I know neither of you here last week, and we were watching Manchester City here, and after it we were debating how on earth do you stop them playing the game that they play? Well, it seems that Conte found a way. How did he do it?
Well, he denied them space in those places where Manchester City like to attack you, and that is in between the centre half and the right back. They got the guys in those holes, and they were very disciplined in not moving out of them, forcing Manchester City wide, and they were very comfortable with that. Once you saw, you can see where they're congregated. That's the space where Manchester City cause all the problems for teams. Yeah. They play these little balls in and around there. And at Tottenham, like Harry Kane, like they said, they were ready for it. They broke it up, they swarmed them, they snuffed them out, and they've gone again. So they've come out, there it is again. There's the 5 with the 4 in front, very disciplined. Everybody, you see Davis in there, you see Romero in there. And then once they get it wide, again, you see that's the area we know that Man City want to do. That's where they want to do. Gundogan this time, bam, they're ready to go. They've got the players there. And when you've got players like Kane and Son up front, you have to defend like this so you can take advantage when you have defended this well. The concentration and effort that goes into it, there's De Bruyne again, poor touch, they're there. The concentration and effort that goes into that is so tough against a team like City, and Tottenham have to get maximum amount of credit for what they've done today.
Action-packed round of Premier League fixtures, and it's good news for the neutrals as it looks like the title race is well and truly back on. A double from Harry Kane sealed the famous victory for Tottenham against the league leaders Manchester City in one of the games of the season. Liverpool came from behind against Norwich to make it 5 Premier League wins in a row, with Mo Salah netting his 150th goal for the club. Manchester United survived a big scare against old rivals Leeds at Ellen Road to come away with all 3 points. And the battle to beat the drop is finally heating up as both Burnley and Watford rekindled their survival hopes with a couple of vital victories. Dion Dublin, Don Hutchison and former referee Chris Foy are with us, and we're going to start things off today at the Etihad Stadium. You may remember Tottenham beaten Man City 1-0 all the way back on the opening weekend. A lot has changed since then. Pep Guardiola's side came into this one having collected 43 of the last 45 points available. Antonio Conte's Tottenham had lost 3 league matches in a row. Watching this one, Jim Beglin and Peter Drury. What a sensational game of football, and we've got so much good football to get through in the programme. We're going to get straight on with it and do the goals chronologically.
Yeah.
Kulusevski had so much space. There was so much space left down both flanks, wasn't there?
Yes,
by Man City, which Tottenham exploited really well.
It was like they were inviting and allowing Spurs to have the width because we're happy to defend whatever you put in the box. They might have been happy, but they just didn't defend it at all. And Spurs, they obliged, didn't they, Don?
It's when you watch Man City, like Liverpool, offensively their fullbacks are so important and so strong. But they can be a weakness if you get in behind. Trying to play a high line with no pressure on the ball will never ever work. I like the way Son just lays it on a plate to Kulusevski. Calm finish. That gives you confidence when you're away from
Diaz has made the wrong decision there, hasn't he?
He has, but you don't take anything away from the ball from Kane. It's an unbelievable pass on his left foot. And that gives you the platform then to think counter-attacking football is going to be our day. This is our style today.
Yeah. Absolutely. And they had plenty of the ball in the first half. They get the equaliser in the end through Gundogan. They had plenty of the ball throughout the game, didn't they? Without necessarily looking as sharp, as much of a cutting edge as they normally do.
I just feel that the game was quite evenly matched. I thought City played well as well, played some really good stuff, created some chances. And it just goes to show that when you have probably the world's best striker in Kane on form, he can make a difference. But City will always keep coming, they'll always keep testing, they'll always keep finding a way to score goals. Gundogan's always in the right place at the right time. I just feel they didn't do as much as Spurs going forward in that final third. Spurs were just better, sharper, and they gave too many mistakes away.
It reminded me of the performance that both teams had in the Champions League. Spurs at the minute, or I wouldn't say they're Man City's nemesis, but they've got a game plan, and they've got individuals. When you look at Kane and Son, the speed and the quality, Dyer was a big help at the back. He marshalled that back line.
He was good.
Very good.
He was good. Really good.
Actually, Dyer with Romero in the 3 at the back, it looked different, didn't it? There was a solidity there.
Dyer likes to be in the 3 with a player to his right and a player to his left, so he can just dictate where they are, and his game's a lot easier. In a 2, he doesn't like to defend in a 2. He's not a defender, but he can pass the ball well. His distribution's very good.
2-1, Kane. You see Kane involved early, and then Kane, which we haven't seen necessarily all season, then sprinting forward to get in the box.
It's the relationship between him and Son. He found him, or he tried to find him with a pass. Cancelo's at fault. He doesn't try to run. He allows Kane. I thought Cancelo had a poor day, actually. I thought defensively, he wasn't the best. I mean, what I would say from Harry Kane's point of view is the finish is incredible.
It is.
Because it comes across your body, you open up the face, you want a feather-like touch with the instep, and you guide it towards the top corner. Unstoppable.
It's so hard to do because your instinct is to connect with it, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that you want to half connect and half not connect, so it just goes into that top corner. It's just an amazing thing.
Kane and Son equal now with Drogba and Lampard for goal combinations.
Yeah.
And when you bear in mind what Drogba and Lampard did and how many trophies, well, that's the interesting thing. How many trophies did Drogba and Lampard win together? Which is obviously what Kane and Son are still striving for.
Yeah, they've got a long way to go when it comes to trophies, but as a combination goes, they'll surpass that. No problem at all.
Yep, and then it looked like City had got themselves out of trouble with the penalty. Chris, you happy with the penalty decision being given?
Yeah, I am. I think, in fairness, Anthony Taylor had a terrific match. He really added value to the game and obviously didn't detect this. And this is what VAR is all about. We can quite clearly see that the arm's up and it's handball, and we got the review recommending. Of course, he went to the screen. and we got the right outcome. So it's that's what VAR's about. It's it's a big decision. It's a key match decision. It's the right decision.
I suppose the argument is, Chris, is that is he bringing his arm back in or is he bringing his arm over? How do you determine what he's doing?
Is he trying to get his arm out of the way or is he trying to block it?
Yeah, but the difficulty you've got when you look at the images is his arm's here in this situation, isn't it? And he brings it down.
You feel for him as a player because you understand what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
When he's gone high, because it is quite a natural movement, then at the very end he's trying to bring his arm down, out the way, but that is still a penalty.
When you look at it like that, it's impossible not to give a penalty, isn't it?
But you do feel for the player. In that scenario, it's very hard to get your hand out of the way. He's trying to bring it down, to bring it closer to his body. Yeah. You just haven't got the reaction time. It's a definite pen.
Absolutely, agreed.
What's a penalty in the sense of how Mahrez took it?
We just said, I mean, if you take your time and you know what you're going to do and you connect with the ball, how you're supposed to connect with the ball, don't do anything fancy and just put it in the back of the net, put your laces through it, find a corner. Nobody's going to save that.
No one.
Absolutely brilliant.
Are you nervous, Steele?
Penalties.
And that's always the game. Bearing in mind the magnitude of the game and the time.
Always nervous. And the worst thing about taking a penalty is when you have the ball in your hand and you've got to take it. The actual process of putting the ball, after you put the ball down, then you're fine. It's just going to the penalty spot and thinking, do I change my mind? Do I stay with what I've got to do? Ball's down on the spot, that's it. Then you know exactly what you're doing. Close your eyes and kick it hard.
And then there's about, kick it hard. There's about, when he scores, Kane, there's a minute or so left. So you would have thought before then, both teams might have gone, 2-2, Tottenham would have gone, we're a bit disappointed, but still. But Man City going for it. And what happened? But they left space down the side
but you can't blame them because they know what's happening at Liverpool. They know Liverpool are not going away. He said this. It's a great ball around the corner, but again, Cancelo, these guys, especially Cancelo going forward, plays the game like a number 10. But he must know that Kulusevski's left-footed. He must know that shove him to the byline onto his weaker right foot. It's just a clip into the box. And maybe Kyle Walker's got to be stronger. He's got to anticipate, check.
Kyle Walker's got to get up earlier.
Yeah, but Cancelo's got to stop the cross.
Yeah.
So there's loads of faults. But you can't knock Harry Kane for his performance. He was amazing. And he deserved his second goal because he had one before that disallowed.
Conte did very well to keep his grip in his nice brogues there, didn't he? I thought he might go straight over. I was really waiting for him to go over.
That reaction's incredible.
That was the best performance from Harry Kane for seasons, wasn't it?
That is Harry Kane saying just happened to be against City. I don't know why. It just happened to be against City. He's just basically saying, listen, don't forget about me. I am still one of the best in the world and I will continue to be. He was outstanding. His touches were great. His decision-making was great. His runs, his ball round the corner for Son. He looks fit. He looks slight. He's now back to what we all think is his best. And performances like that, he'll be back up to that 90, 100 million price tag again.
If you're a Tottenham fan watching this, wherever you are in the world, you'd be entitled to go, where's he been all season?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot more to it than just, a player turns up and plays the matches. The mentality of players now is you've got to read into it and look into it a little bit deeper. And the Euros in the summer, he was 100% going to Man City. The move fell through because of Daniel Levy and the extra millions that he wanted. And he would have took a long time to get his head around that because he was preparing for a move. He wanted a move. It was more or less 99% done. Then right at the last minute, as he's preparing to go to Man City, all of a sudden he's being told he's not going anymore. So your head's got to be in the right place. And it takes you a little bit of time. And then he come out and made the statement, didn't he? Harry Kane made the statement that he wants to go and he wants to win trophies. So even the player admitted himself, I want to go away. I want to win the top prizes. I want to win Champions Leagues. I want to win league titles. So everything about what he was saying was factual.
It's a mental thing as well, isn't it? It's a mental preparation of I'm looking to go, I'm thinking I'm going, I'm not going. It's getting the fans back on side, family on side. Maybe they started to make plans on where they're going to move. So getting your head right would affect the body as well because you're not as sharp as you should be. So
he's had different managers to try and deal with different styles. So he would have come back from the Euros disappointed he didn't get his move. Then he's got to change a manager. Then he's got a new system. What I would say from knowing one or two people inside the club that he loves Antonio Conte because the training is so much better. It's more intense. You can see it as we sort of spotted in pros. You can tell when they're lean. You can tell when they're doing double sessions. You can tell when they're on it. And that's what Harry Kane needs. He needs someone. And Tottenham needs someone like Antonio Conte. And he needs to be backed because he's probably, as we keep saying, the best manager they're going to have in a long time.
And what won't go away is Kane's quality. Regardless of his mindset or his body, once he's right, at his best, he is the best in the world.
Except it might happen all again this summer.
You can't avoid that, can you?
No,
if you keep scoring goals, they're the decisions you have to make.
That's right. That's the reason you're in the game. You're in the game to play at the very highest level. Now, if he signs a new contract with Tottenham and that's his end game, then good luck to him. You know, he's made the right call for himself. If he wants to move on, he wants to move on. But he can only do what he done at the weekend is by being fit, in tune, sharp, scoring goals.
You've been saying, to be fair, for a few weeks the title race is still on. Now you've got your evidence, haven't you?
Absolutely. I felt it. You know, no team. I mean, I say no team. I say that loosely because the way Man City and Liverpool play and string about 15 results together on the spin is hard work. But Pep said the other day, he said Liverpool, and I'm paraphrasing, I can't use the word that he said, but they're a pain in the backside. Yeah. They're not going to go away because they don't. And that's the barometer and that's the standard that Liverpool and Man City have set. So when a team does drop points like City did against Southampton and then lose against Tottenham, goes on to Liverpool. Can you keep winning?
Goes on to Liverpool. That's what we will do now then. Liverpool taking on Norwich at the weekend. Let's have a look at the highlights of this one at Anfield.
Gundogan, City will learn from Spurs' loss. Ilkay Gundogan has suggested that Manchester City's defeat to Spurs will serve as a reminder that there is still work to do in sealing the Premier League title. The German hauled City level on the half-hour after Dejan Kulusevski had handed the visitors an early lead, but a Harry Kane brace ensured Spurs came away from the Etihad Stadium with a 3-2 victory. It was Pep Guardiola's men's first defeat in 15 matches and saw our lead at the Premier League summit cut to 6 points. However, Gundogan believes the setback will help him and his teammates kick on once again in our pursuit of a 4th title in 5 seasons. He reflected, "We know there is still a long way to go and the season is still long. Maybe this is a good sign for us that nothing is given and we need to earn every single 3 points. We will try to recover and be ready for the next game." Despite the defeat, Gundogan also felt City put in a decent performance against Antonio Conte's side. Indeed, the German instead points to the clinical nature of our opponents as the reason for the result rather than a specific deficiency in our play. "I think we did a good game and we created a lot of chances. We played well, better than the scoreline says," he said. Tottenham did well to control these types of situations. They timed their runners well and were ruthless on the counter-attack. They were able to score 3 goals and that shows their quality up front. I think it was difficult because we made it difficult for ourselves. We controlled the whole game and I remember Tottenham defending so deep. The risk was quite minimal for us in a lot of situations. But if you give them the ball easily and they are on the counter-attack, you have to sprint back 50 or 60 meters. I think that made them feel that there is something to earn here today, especially after scoring the first goal.